to call our first Rules and Open Government Committee meeting of the new fiscal year, to order at 2 o'clock. Let's start with roll call.
Candelas.
Here.
Duan.
Here.
Foley. Kamei, absent. Cohen.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Great. We have two agendas to review. We will start with a review of next week's agenda, Tuesday, August 12th. Let's start on page, well, we have, we start with a 9:30 election certification, and then we adjourn to closed session at 9:30 with open session at 1:30. Consent starts on page 5. Continues on pages 6, 7, 8, and ends on page, 9 and ends on page 10. Section 3, we have actions related to the Chamber Study Mission, actions related to Assembly Bill 339, public hearing. We have public hearings for both the sanitary sewer and solid waste collection property tax roll, our fiscal year property tax levy for general obligation bonds, approval of revenue bonds for a multifamily housing project. Staff is apparently asking for deferral of item 6.1 to September 9th. We have consent for, we have one item remaining on land use consent, which will be heard immediately after regular consent. Do we have any public comment?
No public comment, but we also have an ad sheet.
Oh, yes, we have an ad sheet, so we'll come back to the committee.
I guess I'll formally. I'll move approval of the agenda with the ad sheet, and that includes the postponement of 6.1 to the 9th?
Let's just make sure
September,
from
is
staff.
that correct? Okay. But I have a question about item 3.3. That's the one where council members are going to the trip. You're not going. But there's more. How do we, I forget how we handled that last time. I guess we don't handle it in rules. We handle it at the council meeting as it comes up. Okay. All right. Well, with that, then I will stop comment.
All right, we have a motion
And defer to.
and a second from Dewan.
I didn't know how to finish what I was going to say, you know?
You're a little rusty.
But my words are not coming out.
But
They're
Vice
not
Mayor,
forming.
I did want to make for just a quick comment on 3.3. I want to say most of our colleagues are leaving after the meeting, so I don't think they're going to be able to. I think they're traveling after the meeting. From what I read, the memos, I think they indicated they won't be missing any council meeting, but I think we can get clarification on the dais next Tuesday for to not interrupt the meeting agenda that they will be missing September, whatever, 23rd.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's important information. Thank you.
Yeah, I guess we'll probably have some recommendations and other things coming next week as a result of this item. And land use consent is in my district, and we'll have a memo for that, so we'll be probably pulling that, but it'll still be heard after regular consent. I don't think there's any other comments, so let's move to vote. All right, that motion carries 4-0 with one absence, and we are going to do our first review of the agenda for Tuesday, August 19th. That one has, again, a 9:30 closed session, 1:30 regular session. Consent starts on page 5 and continues on pages 6, 7, 8, ends on 8. And section 3, we have, the audit reports being deferred, so we have nothing in section 3. Section 4, card room regulatory fees and reinstatement of the horse-mounted unit for the police department. And section 8 also deferred, so another fairly short agenda. Looks like we have one item on land use consent to be heard immediately after regular consent. Oh, there's a special joint meeting on that day as well. That must be at the very end of this agenda.
Yeah, to be heard
Yes.
after,
Okay,
but
to
not
be heard
before,
after this
but
agenda, there'll be a
not-
special joint meeting between the City of San Jose and Valley Water. I think there's the agenda for that is on the consent calendar for today's meeting, so we'll,
And to be heard not before 3 o'clock.
okay. All right, so I assume we don't have any public comment?
No public comment.
All right, back to committee. Do we have a motion or any questions?
I'll move approval, but I have a question
All right, we have a motion, a second, go ahead.
about the joint meeting. What's the format of that, and how long do we expect the joint meeting to last?
Don't know that we have the answer to that.
I can say.
So it's
Or
just,
maybe-
it's
It's
just
going to be the
some,
typical format that we've had for the water district. It'll be held here in the wing rooms. I can't tell you anything on length because I'm not part of that. I'm just part of the setup. So generally, you guys will be in the big oval over in the wing rooms, so we'll have a recess. Everybody gets moved over there.
okay, but the meeting will be held after our council meeting is concluded. So if it
Yes.
runs past 3, we're going over there later.
Yes.
Okay, and I see the items that we're going to be discussing. And it's a special meeting, or are we voting on anything, or this is informational only, just a presentation?
I could actually
Oh,
answer
you're
that.
the-
As a former
you're the-
staffer who coordinated these joint meetings.
Okay.
You know, typically it's just to give status updates
Okay.
to both bodies, but I think what we can do is we can provide direction to, you know, what we think, have dialogue between both of our bodies to see how we can maybe find some areas of opportunities if there's areas that were conflicting, et cetera, et cetera. But I think typically these meetings tend to last about an hour and a half to 2 hours.
Okay.
Depending on how long and long-winded some of us may be.
Got it.
Depending on the topic. And, you know, from what I'm looking at it, you know, I'm pretty sure our chair is going to have some robust comments on the purified water project and/or the status update. And obviously, all of us are deeply interested in the work on the encampment outreach and engagement that Valley Water and the city are working on. But explicit direction and/or motions, I don't think are necessary. I think it's just a conversation for us to provide staff.
Great, thank you, that's
Yeah,
helpful.
and just to clarify, the actual approval of this agenda is item 2 of today's consent agenda, not really for this item. I mean, it's number 2 on the consent calendar.
Then I
That's
exclude
it.
it from my motion.
Okay, thank you. All right, we have a motion and a second. Let's
And I
vote.
believe there was a recommended cancellation for the 6 PM on the 19th agenda, correct?
Yes.
Tony? That's included, right?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
All right, that motion carries 4-0 with 1 absence. And we're on to our consent agenda. We have 10 items on today's rules agenda for consent.
No public
No
comment.
public comment. Do we have a motion to approve consent?
Move for approval, second.
All right, motion and a second. Let's vote on consent. All right, that motion carries 4-0, and we're on to our open forum.
No public
No
comment.
public comment. We are adjourned at 2:08 PM.
Good job.
I forgot about that special meeting.